The 2022 Hyundai Archery World Cup is back in Antalya, Guangzhou, Paris, Medellin. Oh, brilliant finish. The measure does become important. The match stays alive here. Puts it into the 10. Just outstanding. Look what that means to him. Miguel Alvarino has booked his place in the finals. And what a performance from this Brazilian. Kim Woo-jin has found himself in a Hyundai Archery World Cup final. He's done it! World Cups in Antalya, Guangzhou, Paris and Medellin have all been building to this final. Welcome to Tlaxcala, Mexico for the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. We're here in Sao Paulo Central Square on Recurve Sunday for the last of the action of 2022. Well, the temperature is a beautiful 26 degrees. Humidity still a little high compared to yesterday, but the sun is shining and the wind is very, very calm. And we are in for a belter here. We have 8 superstars of the sport lining up in 4 quarterfinals. The qualifiers will go through to the semis, and then we will have the medal matches, both bronze and gold, in this afternoon's action. Well, like I say, 8 qualifiers for this tournament, and here is how they line up. Kim Woo-jin of Korea at the top of the order goes up against the host nations Jesus Flores and the number 2 seed Miguel Alvarino Garcia at the bottom of the draw. Kim and Alvarino separated before the draw was made, goes up against Brazil's Marcos D'Almeida. I'm Karen Bashir, and joining me, I'm delighted to say, is former world number 1, Nikki Hunt. A belter and a half, I'd say.
Absolutely, so much talent in this top 8 here. Multiple Olympic medalists. Can't wait for this one.
Well, I don't think you're going to have long to wait. The Mexican crowd absolutely packed out in this really tight venue. They've squeezed this 70-meter range into the centre of town, right in front of the City Hall. And, well, they're waving flags from all around the world, but I can tell you most of those 3,000 in the crowd are from Mexico, and they'll all be behind their man, Jesus Flores, in the first quarterfinal. Well, Nikki, as we start to warm ourselves up for this, does Jesus Flores have a chance against the number 1 seed Kim Woo-jin?
Oh, it's going to be a really tough match for him. He is the host nation pick, so Mexico get almost a free spot, and he's ranked 190th, I think, in the world, so it's going to be a really tough match for him.
On target number 1, representing Korea, Kim Woo-jin. On target number 2, representing Mexico, Jesus Flores. The judges for this match is Nasiri.
Well, Jesus Flores getting a big cheer from the crowd. He's 21 years old, the world number 190. Only competed in one of the stages, and that was in Guangzhou, where he came 33rd in the field. Kim Woo-jin, by contrast, didn't compete in Antalya at the first stage of the season. Won in Guangzhou, 5th in Paris, and won again in Medellin. He's back to his very, very best. Team gold medals at the last 2 Olympic Games. It's Kim Woo-jin versus Jesus Flores. Korea versus Mexico in quarterfinal number 1 on Recurve Sunday in the men's competition.
Yes. Siete.
So 3 arrows per set. The scores of those 3 arrows are added up. Whoever gets the top score gets 2 set points. If both athletes score the same amount of points, it's 1 set point each.
Ocho.
Target score to win this quarterfinal and all the matches we're going to see for the rest of this session is 6 points. And Kim Woo-jin starts off with a perfect 30 to take the first 2 set points. So finishing there with a 22. So let's just focus a little bit on Jesus Flores, because I don't think we're going to have much time to talk about him here. What an opportunity it is for the young man.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he came through a selection shoot, part of the Mexican team, and he's won this spot. You know, they had an internal shoot to get here, and he's quite rightly won it. And here he is on the biggest stage possibly there is, and against one of the biggest names in the sport.
Yeah, if you're going to face anyone as a wild card, you want to go up against the best. And we take a look back at Kim Woo-jin, who's won this competition 3 times in the past. He's a 5-time stage winner, 2 times Asian Games champ. He's just started as we'd expect a Korean to start, all in the middle, a perfect 30, 2-0 up.
Just like that.
Just like that. Easy as that. So it does mean that Jesus Flores will shoot first in the second set. Can he get a mini victory and push this to 4 sets? You can see the nerves.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement, a lot of shaking, but I mean, his first 3 arrows there were consistent, they were high. Sometimes that nervousness just changes the pressure slightly, and he seemed to have found the gold now.
Yes.
Problem he's got is Kim Woo-jin found it with his first arrow, and doesn't look like he's going to veer far from it.
Ocho posible 9. Yes.
Well, he only had 3 10s before, he's just shooting X's now instead.
It's incredible, isn't it? It just got closer and closer to the middle of the target.
Yes.
Not a bad recovery, though. We think that's a 29 for Jesus Flores. Second arrow in the venue is going to be marked.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, you said you tempted Providence there with 3 X's, and that's exactly what he's got. But a 29 from Flores, that's a great bit of shooting.
It really is, and normally that would probably be enough to win you some set points, at least 1, probably 2, and just unlucky, and that's all he can do. He just try and stick to his process as much as he can, control the nerves, and just enjoy this experience.
Yeah, that's all he can do. When you look at the 3 arrows, you got a close-up of Kim Woo-jin's arrow. One was actually a 10, it wasn't in the X3, so not quite perfect, but not bad at all. But the gap, the grouping was so tight from Kim Woo-jin. Here we see a repeat of those arrows.
Just look at the mark in his chin there. That's how hard he's pulling the string into his chin. It's almost like a stop point at the back of the shot.
Tremendous grouping from Kim Woo-jin, and not only is this good for the result here, but he's putting down a marker for the rest of the athletes out there to see. That's a bit of fear in them. Start of the 3rd set. Flores 4-0 down, but shot a 29 in the previous set and starts the 3rd with a 10.
Yes.
He is shooting incredibly well. This is exactly what he's got to do. He's got to put some pressure on Kim Woo-jin here.
Bit of a longer hold that time, but a 29 nonetheless. 1 arrow here to finish this in 3 sets. Needs a 10. Hits an X and 3 30s in a row. Perfect score through the first 3 sets, and he takes this one 6-0. And it's not just about taking it 6-0. This is about the quality of Kim Woo-jin. He has fired those arrows into the 10 and X ring, and that's it.
Yeah, unbelievable shooting from him. I guess he probably didn't feel too much pressure, particularly in this match, because he was shooting against an underdog, but you know, it's just an opportunity for him to come out here and get really comfortable and shoot so well, and it's going to set him up well going into the next 2 rounds. But Flores, he's done himself proud. Okay, took a little bit of time to get into that first set, but 29-29, very, very respectable indeed.
Got a big cheer from the crowd here as well, but Kim Woo-jin with a 6-0 victory. He's going to have saved some energy, conserve some energy there. Look at the last 3 arrows as well, absolutely phenomenal. But he's put down a massive marker. He's the man to beat here, and we've only had 1 quarter-final.
Absolutely, that's why I predicted he's going to win, and I think he'll go all the way.
Well, on this form, he certainly is looking like he's going to be the man to beat. Kim Woo-jin of Korea through to the semi-finals here in Tlaxcala. Well, time now for the second quarter-final here, and there's more archery from Korea up on show. The rising star, the world youth bronze medalist from 2019, Kim Jae-duk, takes on a 5-time Hyundai Archery World Cup champion, Brady Ellison from the USA. It's a huge matchup, this one. Absolutely massive.
It really is, yeah. I mean, Brady's just been there so long, so good, but Kim Jae-duk is coming through, and he's an up-and-coming 18-year-old.
So quarter-final time here. Winner of this to face Kim Woo-jin. Let's go down for the athlete introductions.
On target number 1, representing Korea, Kim Jae-duk. Target number 2, representing the United States of America, Brady Ellison. The lineup for this match is Hussein Nasiri.
Well, Brady Ellison, a 5-time Hyundai Archery World Cup champion, the 2019 world champion, individual bronze at Rio 2016, and a silver at the World Games in Birmingham, Alabama, a little bit earlier on this year. But he's lost his mojo a little bit this season.
Yeah, it just doesn't look quite like the normal Brady, but let's see what he can do.
We're about to find out. Kim Jae-duk looking very composed as he came out, and he'll start the match.
Yes.
It's a bit like deja vu, isn't it?
Yeah, how do you just come out into in a stadium like this and immediately start hitting the 10s at 70 metres? Even the greatness of Brady Ellison needed a 9-sighter.
Yep, just to get him into the middle.
It looked like he tried to pull that one across, so leaves the door open for Brady Ellison. Needs a 10 to square the set. So 28 plays 29, and Kim Jae-Juk takes the first 2 set points. Brady looks like he could be in there.
Yep, he's done pretty well there. I think the last shot was a little bit soft, probably on the release, and he just tried to move his front arm up just to keep it in the gold. But I mean, he's a great archer. He's been around so long, won so many things, but his Korean opponent here is just so much energy and fire in him coming up in the last year or so. And who's gonna be the winner?
Well, look at how composed he is at full draw, and that you talk about the backhand. Very steady, going back behind the neck, and the grouping is incredible.
Yeah, it's really important, that release, but that was a soft one. It's sort of came forward as he released, and then he lifted the front arm to try and keep it in the gold.
So both qualified by ranking for this finals. Ellison trailing by 2, shoots first in the second set.
9. Yes. Yes.
So they're both using kisses. Kim's is on his lip, and Brady's is on his nose. A little bit of a plastic or material on the string.
9.
So another 28 from Ellison.
Nueve.
29 is enough for the set points in the second set, and a 4-0 lead from Kim Jae-Juk. This is high quality shooting. 28s and 29s is really, really good at 70 meters. But the Korean here is out shooting Brady Ellison. And at this level, those small margins make the difference.
Yeah, literally just a point in it each time, but it's enough. Brady, all Brady can do right now is just push reset. Imagine this is the beginning of the match again. Just go out there, do his normal thing, and just try and get some more 10s.
Just so steady, solid as rock. You talk about, you know, we're not robots, we're going to move at full draw, but there's almost no movement at all.
Yeah, and it's the smoothness of the movement as well. The timing, it's short and consistent every time.
Disappointed with that 9 at the end. Knows he's going to face Kim Woo-jin if he makes it through this match, but Brady Ellison won't give up. He's going to shoot first in the third set.
9.
Seems to keep having an error on that right side. That's where the holes are in the target.
9. Yes. 9.
So, chance here for Ellison to get onto the scoreboard. A 10 puts it out of reach for Kim. Ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
Gets it into the 10, but he was seesawing on the clicker, wasn't he?
He really was. A really long hole, just struggled to execute it, but he got that 10.
9.
27 for Kim Jae-Juk, and that is Brady Ellison on the scoreboard. Opportunity presented itself, and Ellison took it.
Yeah, he really needed to. Otherwise, well, it would have been match over, wouldn't it, in 3 sets. So he's back in the game. And they're both chatting away to their coaches there. It's really important what they're doing, what they're thinking about in between these sets.
Now you look at the arm guard strap that is on Ellison's arm moving. The same thing on Kim Jae-Juk. It's barely moving at all.
Yeah, particularly on this third and final shot of Brady's, you could just see the tension creep in, a longer hold.
nonplussed by his point scoring effort in the third set. So we move on to the fourth. Ellison's still trailing by 2 points, so he will shoot the first arrow.
Nueve.
27 for Kim in the last set.
Yes.
Finds it back in the middle of the target though.
Ocho.
Uh-oh. That could be curtains.
Nueve.
The Korean coach telling Kim to calm down. The 18-year-old just needing that extra bit of pep talk.
Nueve.
And a 26 means just 8 points required for the win.
Ocho.
And he gets the 8 points he requires, and that's all. It wasn't the most convincing final 2 sets from Kim Jae-duk, but he has taken Ellison 6 points to 2. And Ellison sort of obviously respectfully congratulating Kim Jae-duk, but it just doesn't seem, he seems to have almost lost his love for the sport.
Yeah, there just hasn't been the same kind of energy behind Brady this year. I don't know what it is, but I just hope he gets it back and, you know, continues to be such a driving force. He's done a lot for archery, and we want to see him back up there.
Kim Jae-duk has done it. Doesn't matter who's standing in front of you, you have to beat them in order to get through to the next round, and that is just what Kim Jae-duk has done. He will make the semi-finals, and that will be an all-Korean semi-final as well. Take a look back over this. The 8, the second arrow, was the one that really did it, wasn't it?
Yeah, just not good enough at this level in these conditions against Kim Jae-duk. He's just a really great archer. You know, we've seen Kim Woo-jin just before him shooting perfectly though, so he's really going to have to step up his game in this semi-final.
Needed an 8 to finish.
Based on over 100
And he
years of
just
experience
got
in
the
watching,
8, and there's the reaction.
Titoni of Switzerland introduces the brand new Titoni Seascoper Carbon Tech.
Wasn't happy with the last arrow, but it was enough
Carbon case offers
to
an
make it
unmatched
through.
combination of robustness, lightness, and wearing.
So that's the top half of the draw complete. We have 2 more quarterfinals to come here in Tlaxcala.
More adventures.
Kim
It's
Jae-duk goes up against Kim Woo-jin at the top of the order, beating Ellison 6-2 to make an all-Korean top half of the draw.
Manufacture movement, T10. The Seascoper Carbon Tech is available in various versions and comes in a set with a colorful strap, upcycled from ocean plastic. Titoni, true quality time since 1919.
We're getting ready for another massive matchup here. You can see the athletes waiting in the wings in the City Hall foyer. Shooting for Turkey is the Olympic champion Mete Gazos. And he goes up against the man he beat in that Olympic final in Tokyo, Mauro Nespoli from Italy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coaches and judge to the field of play. Welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve
So
men's
quarterfinal time
match.
here again in Tlaxcala, and we've got a belter. It's a repeat of the Tokyo men's individual final at the Olympic Games of 2020.
On target number 1, representing Turkey, Mete Gasos. On target number 2, representing Italy, Mauro Nespoli. The line judge for this match is Hussein Nasiri.
So here we go, a repeat of the Olympic final at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Gasos won that one to take the Olympic title, and Nikki, they've met 3 times.
Yeah, they have, and every single time Gasos has won.
Medals at the Olympics for Mauro Nespoli in Beijing, London and Tokyo. Team gold at London 2012 for the Italian. Individual gold at Tokyo 2020 for Mete Gasos. It will be Nespoli to get this match underway. This is a tough one to call, isn't it? Even though Gasos has a 3-0 head-to-head, perhaps a little bit of an Olympic hangover for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, they are very closely matched, but Gasos hasn't quite performed so well since the Olympic Games, and I guess that's, you know, pretty natural given the momentous occasion that is, and he's on his way back, I think, now.
2 left 9s for Nespoli, and he makes an adjustment to his sight.
Yes.
Lots of shaking, lots of movement, a longer hold.
Yes.
Wow, in the 10.
A 10 for the first 2 set points.
Yes.
Oh, that's called 10. 29 for Mete Gasos, but I wonder if they're going to check that one.
Did look a bit tight. I mean, the angle we had, we couldn't really see the line. But it's going to be an important one, isn't it? If that is cooled down, then they would tie the points. But I think that looks in from here.
Just about cut it.
Yeah.
Well, big rivalry between these two. Nespoli shooting a 28. And like I said, this is a matchup of the Tokyo Olympic final. And there, Gasos had to come from behind against Nespoli to win 6-4 in 5 sets. Here, he's leading from the off. 2 set points to 0 to the athlete from Turkey.
So much tension and nerves from Nespoli. Gasos looks much calmer and cooler.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow, great shooting, like you say, looks calm and cooler, but he's got a bit of an unorthodox back elbow, and it sticks out a lot further than a lot. I mean, if you compare him to Nespoli.
Yeah, Nespoli looks quite nice and in line. Seeing that shot there.
Another 28 from him. His Olympic ring on show. out into the 8th, so a 28 for him, so showing a bit of nerves himself, but they share the points in this second set, and it does mean Nespoli is on the scoreboard here. Anything in particular you saw in that last shot?
I don't think anything particular. I think, like you said, really the nerves probably getting to him a little bit. Perhaps his mind just wandering about, oh, how far can I go with this right now? It's possible. You've got to be strong and just stay in the bubble. I think it went right, so maybe a little bit soft on the front hand, front arm. Yeah.
We'll look back over that second set where they shared the points. You get that elbow sticking out from Gazos. I mean, obviously it works. I'm not criticising the Olympic champion. It just looks very different to Nespoli. You can see a real contrast. So start of the third set. Nespoli on the scoreboard. A little grimace on the face of Nicky Hunt there.
It just feels a little uncomfortable, you know, when you can see someone visibly nervous. But I mean, it's normal to be nervous. This is a huge occasion. Really want to win this. Really want to get yourself on that podium. You just got to try and contain it the best you can.
Remarkable, really, given the experience of Nespoli at 34 years old, still world number 7. Medals all the way back in the Olympic Games in 2008. And up against a young man from Turkey who is a superstar already in the sport. Oh, the shaky back arm. How does he pull off a 10 there? A 27. 8 to draw level. Any more? And it'll be 5-1 to Gazos with the target of 6 for the win. He hits it in the 10 and looks very strong indeed.
His coach there has just played such a massive role in the entire country's development, really. They've worked really hard over the last sort of nearly 10 years, I guess, and you know, to produce an Olympic champion, that's quite a coaching setup they've got there, isn't it?
Certainly is, and there's Nespoli there with his partner Vanessa Landi in the box with him. Take a look back and you can just see, even in slow motion, that back arm jumping up and down a little bit. Does manage to put it into the 10, whereas in contrast you talk about that expansion, pushing and pulling with the arms, and you get to see that in slow motion from Mete Gazos.
Yeah, that nice follow through, front and back arms moving almost apart from each other.
So 5-1 to the Olympic champion. He's 3-0 against Nespoli and looking like he could go 4-0.
That front arm come across there, didn't we? Tried to pull it across. He knew it was going to go a bit to the left, but only a 9.
A 9 from Gazos as well, but of course now he only has to match Nespoli. Just needs a point in this set to progress through to the semi-finals. Another one where he's pulled that across, and I think he hit his own arrow there as well. Gone for a measure, but provisionally marked as a 9. So a 9 for a guaranteed win, whatever the value of Nespoli's third arrow. and he puts it into the 10 for another 29. It's a 7-1 victory for Mete Gazos, and he looked very comfortable indeed. Yes, Nespoli was nervous, and you could see that, but Gazos, put that aside, looked very strong indeed.
Yeah, he really did. It was him back to some of his form, I think, and really good to see that. I'm looking forward to that semi-final when we see that winning sign as well.
Special salute, yes. That I'm here, and I'm through. Good cheer for Mauro Nespoli, but he is out of the competition here in Tlaxcala. So we have the two Kims from Korea through in the top half of the draw, and Gazos from Turkey through. That's the first semi-finalist at the bottom, and here's how he concluded his fourth meeting with Mauro Nespoli. Having won the first three, he went 5-1 up after 3 sets. And plums in a 10-9-10 for a 29 to complete a 7-1 victory and earn himself a place in the semi-finals of the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. And there's the sign that every fan of Mete Gazos wants to see. One more semi-final to come here in Tlaxcala. That's another belter. Former winner going up against a Brazilian superstar.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coaches and judge to the field of play. And now, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve men's quarterfinal match.
So here we go, quarter-final time here for the last time in Tlaxcala at the 2022 Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. It's time to go and meet the athletes.
On target number 1, representing Brazil, Marcos Almeida. On target number 2, representing Spain, Miguel Alvariño Garcia. The line judge for this match is Hussein Nasiri.
So here we go, the last of the quarterfinals here in Tlaxcala, Mexico, and it's the 24-year-old world number 5, Marcos Almeida from Brazil, who qualified by ranking, going up against the stage winner, Miguel Alvarino, and the number 2 seed for the competition. And it will be Alvarino of Spain who shoots first. Of course, he won this competition back in 2015, the last time it was held in Mexico. So all in the 9s. Said Marcos Almeida qualified by ranking, but didn't he qualify because he won the stage in Paris. Alvarino winning at the first opportunity in Antalya, but also picked up bronze medals in Guangzhou and Medellin. pressure now on Almeida. He needs a 10 to stay on this one. It's at 27 for him, but Alvarino starting things off with a 28. We knew this one was going to be tight.
Yeah, I think it really will be a tight one all the way. Two great archers, like you said, very similarly ranked 4th and 5th in the world, so it's not going to be easy.
No, and, when we look at the Koreans coming out and banging into the 10s straight from the start, are we just looking at this? This is the rest of the field going for second place, because there's I know it's early stages and they're warming up into this, but those two Koreans came out and just shot 10s right from the off.
Well, Kim Woo-jin did. Kim Ye-jeok was a little bit more, you know, 9 in each of the first two. Didn't actually shoot perfect at all. So there's room. But they've got each other next.
Yeah, they knock each other. One of them's going to be out. So Marcus Almeida on the shooting line for set number 2.
Everything's to the right.
Going to need to find the middle of the target a little bit more here. Neither of them at the moment will be striking fear into Mete Gazos, who they would meet if they win this particular quarterfinal.
Yes.
So Almeida showing what he's made of with a Alvarino showing what he's made of with a 29.
It's close, isn't it? It's not much in it at all. You can see the Brazilian coach there, Alberto Sagimi, talking to his archer all the way through, giving him some pointers, some feedback where the arrows are going, technical advice as well.
There's nothing in particular that stands out in terms of incorrect technique or anything, and the 28's a great score. So, you know, it's kind of like the Koreans have set the bar so high at the beginning of the quarterfinals that it seems that this is a lower standard. It's not, it's supremely high. All about getting through the quarterfinals here. Almeida 4 behind. In the 9s again.
Yes.
Does Alvarino sense the opportunity to finish this one in 3 sets?
I think he probably does. He won't want to be thinking that, but he's done so well this year. He's just been on fire after such a gap in his performance back in 2015. Is this his year?
So all square after 2 arrows. Almeida needs to put down a big one here to put some pressure on Alvarino, but the door's left open again. A 28 from him. A 10 will take Alvarino through to the semi-finals. Oh, and he pops it into the 8. So points on the board now for Marcus Almeida. 27 from Alvarino. That will be considered a little bit of a disappointment for him.
Yeah, that was a bit of a gift, wasn't it? And that can really throw you confidence as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Alvarino comes back in this next set, because that can play on your mind, you know, a bad shot just when you need to put a 10 in and you know that you could have just won the match and you haven't taken that opportunity. It's a real chance for Marcus Almeida.
Yeah, interesting point. How will the Spaniard handle a missed opportunity? And that is the final arrow going into the 8, when a 10 would have meant a booked place. He manages to laugh it off, but it means that Marcus Almeida is on the scoreboard, still trailing by 4 set points to 2. So Almeida will shoot first. Set number 4.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Well, they both fell in the middle at the same time here.
Yes.
It's taken them 3 sets to warm up to this.
Oh, a little bit of movement, a little bit holding. This isn't going to go so well.
Yes.
Oh!
How's he managed to do that? So, door opens again, but there was a lot of tension in that last shot from Alvarino. A 10 to finish this one off. Just drops into the 9, so the points are shared, 29 apiece. But just starting to see shades of fear in the eyes of Miguel Alvarino.
Yeah, he just didn't look comfortable, did he? I think again he realised he had a chance. And it's just, it's trying to control those external thoughts. You know, you've really just got to stick with the normal process, what you do in your bubble, and in training that's easy. And then we start putting pressure on, and this is about as high as it gets when there's so much on the line. You want to get on top of this podium, you've got to put all of that out of your mind. It's hard.
I mean, we take a look back over this, 2 10s to start from Almeida, showing signs of a fight as well. But is it a fear of winning as much as a fear of losing when these athletes get to that point?
I don't think so. I think it's more of a fear of losing, that you know you still got to get out there and do this, and you've still got to shoot the 10.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Alvarino has been right up to the finishing line twice already in the match, but Almeida still in it and starts the 5th and final regulation set with a 10. I think he's got a big chance here, the Brazilian.
He's got the momentum, hasn't he, at the moment, I think.
Yes.
So, an arrow earlier this time, Miguel Alvarino with a big one here. If he can put this into the 10, it puts an enormous amount of pressure on his opponent.
Yes.
He does. Still trying to calm his nerves and keep his heart rate down. Almeida looks very solid. That's a close one. Is that on the line? It's been marked for a measure. So 28 is the minimum you get. A 29 could be marked up to, and that's why Alvarino needs a 9 here. He gets a 10 and finishes with a perfect 30 and takes this quarterfinal 7 points to 3, but not without a couple of big wobbles from him in the middle of the match. But Alvarino completes the semi-final lineup here in Tlaxcala, where he will face Mete Gazos from Turkey. Well, that measure not important in terms of the result. Miguel Alvarino from Spain is through to the semi-finals. There were some wobbly moments in there for the number 2 seed.
There were. But he's just been so good this year. He burst onto the scene, didn't he? Winning that stage in Antalya. I don't think anyone expected it of him. And he's continued that form all the way through this season.
We take a look back over that final set. Almeida pushed him to a 5th. We had to wait some time for the perfect score. But it was served out by Miguel Alvarino in the final set. And the big man is through to the semi-finals here in Tlaxcala.
To the field of play, where World Archery Secretary General Tom Dillon will be presenting the award for 2021 Compound Man Athlete of the Year. World Archery 2021 Compound Man Athlete of the Year is awarded to Netherlands' Mike Schlosser. Please show your appreciation for Mike, who won gold yesterday in the compound men's final. Un aplauso para Mike Schlosser, condecorado el mejor arquero compuesto del año 2021, que también ganó ayer el título de campeón de Copas del Mundo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coaches and judge to the field of play.
So we are down to 4 athletes here in the Recurve men's competition. The 2 Koreans coming through the top of the draw will face each other in the first semi-final, and the Olympic champion Mete Gazos from Turkey takes on the number 2 seed for this tournament, Miguel Alvarino from Spain. 2 huge semi-finals to come here in Mexico. Semi-final number 1, and it's the 2 Kims from Korea, Kim Woo-jim and Kim Jae-dyuk, out on the shooting line.
On target number 1, representing Korea, Kim Woo-jim. On target number 2, representing Korea, Kim Dae-yeon.
Well, normally very, very reserved, the Korean athletes, but we've seen Kim Jae-dyuk show and express emotion before, but that was something pretty special. He cheered himself on there.
He's getting that fire burning, ready. He's going to have to fight hard in this. 2
huge matchups coming. First up, Kim Woo-jin versus Kim Jae-dyuk. And the 2 Koreans, well, only one of them can make the final. Which Kim will it be?
Yes.
Woo-jin starts with the obligatory 10.
Yes.
Jae-dyuk follows suit.
Being told by his coach to calm down.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know if you saw it. There was a bird that kind of flew. A yellow bird flew right in front of him just before that. I don't know if you saw it, whether that put him off at all. No idea. But
Well, yellow bird or not, it's a 30 for Kim Woo Jin, and he gets the first points. I've got to be honest, I didn't see the bird, but I trust you. But a 7 and a 9. I was wondering when we were going to see our first arrow outside of the 10s, and we've seen it straight away.
we have, but not from King Woo Jin, who's now on 12 consecutive 10s out of his 12 arrows so far in this competition. How far can he go with that? His head kind of rotated slightly on that release. That would open up your string picture slightly, maybe.
Well, we start the second set, and, well, it's been a tremendous start from Kim Woo Jin, a perfect 30. Jae-Duk starting the second set, back into the 10s.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Perfect record. If you're disappointed, imagine how Kim Woo Jin feels. A 9 though from Jae-Duk, and that first arrow marked for a measure from Kim Woo Jin. So perhaps it's not all lost.
Yes, that's clearly out, I think.
Yes.
So 29. Following the 26 in his first set. Kim Woo Jin needs a 10 here.
Yes.
Gets it for a 29, so we think they share the points there, and it will be 3-1. Certainly that's the provisional score as well.
Resultado no oficial, parciales de 29 puntos para ambos arqueros. Cada uno se llevaría un punto de set.
Well, looking cool, calm and collected, Kim Woo Jin. Got that early lead. Now there's that bird you tore. Was it not a bird? It's a butterfly.
I mean, I had a glimpse of it. I saw it. I mean, you didn't even see it.
Yeah, but if I had seen it, I wouldn't have called that a bird. I know the difference between a bird and a butterfly, Nikki.
But you didn't even see it. See?
No, I know. The point that you clearly are making here is that it must have been very distracting.
It could have been if he saw it.
We'll take you on a natural history lesson after the conclusion of Recurve Sunday here. 3-1 the score. Kim Woo Jin leading Kim Jae-Duk. Start of the third, and it's Jae-Duk into the 10s again. Ooh.
That's exactly what he thought.
Yes. It's get marked as a 10.
I think it looked like a 10.
Just the one drop point from Kim Woo Jin.
Oh.
Another drop point from Jae-Duk, and here is a super opportunity for Kim Woo Jin. He knows it. And another perfect score from Kim Woo Jin. He is starting to look unstoppable, Nikki.
He's so good. I think you said earlier about, is he getting too old for all this, or You know, is he going to retire? He's 30 and he's just so amazing. He's been around for a long time already, but he's so good and he's still up there. And quite frankly, these scores that he's shooting at the moment, he's just the best.
Look, just because you can't tell the difference between a bird and a butterfly, there's no need to hang me out to dry retiring Kim Woo-jin early. The man's on fire. I said he's back to his very best. But it's just that one drop point again from Kim Jae-duck, who is just leaving the door open.
Yeah, great group though, wasn't it? Just out to the left there. If he'd moved those across, then great group. But you're just going to utilise where they're going.
Well, 5-1 lead for Kim Woo-jin. It'll be a remarkable comeback if Kim Jae-duck can get back into this. He starts the fourth, and we're going to wear out that number 10, aren't we?
If he's going to do that, he's going to have to shoot nearly all 10s. There's no other way. Oof.
And just design, just like that. It's hard. It's so hard. You think, well, that's it now. Kim Woo-jin's just going to finish this one off.
Yes.
70 meters.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely outstanding performance from the pair of them.
Yes.
Yeah, they're making this look so easy, but it's not.
And just about hits the line for another 30, and that is a 7-1 victory for Kim Woo-jin. He is still looking like the man to beat. Perhaps an unfortunate distraction in the first set for Kim Jae-duck. Forced that 7-1 was suspect when you look at the rest of the arrows. That butterfly did cause him an issue. But Kim Woo-jin, nonetheless, is looking very solid indeed. He progresses through to the gold medal match with a 7-1 victory. We will see Kim Jae-duck first, though. He'll return shortly for the bronze medal match. One more semi-final to go, though, before that, as we take a look at Kim Woo-jin completing the 4-set victory over his teammate. Something very special about Kim Woo-jin today. He's looking on absolute fire. Delighted with that. And of course, he will be going for his 4th Hyundai Archery World Cup title here in Tlaxcala. He's looking on target to do it, isn't he?
Welcome the coaches and judge to the field of play.
Yeah, he really is. He's unstoppable.
Well, coming up next, it's the second semi-final. Turkey's Mete Gazos goes up against Spain's Miguel Alvarino.
And now, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve men's semi-final match.
Well, here they come. It's semi-final number 2 here in Tlaxcala. Turkey faces Spain for a place in the final.
On target number 1, representing Turkey, Mete Gazos. Number 2, representing Spain, Miguel Alvarino.
Well, if you go by the form of the quarterfinals, you'd have to fancy Mete Gazos from Turkey, the Olympic champion for this one. Got a bronze medal last time out in this Hyundai Archery World Cup final. But Miguel Alvarino did increase his quality through the quarterfinal against Marcus D'Almeida. Big one though here, very important to start well. Gazos versus Alvarino, and Alvarino will shoot first in the first set.
Quite a long hold. They get 20 seconds to shoot their arrow. As soon as they shot it, the timer switches to the opponent.
Yes.
2-2 between the archers in their head-to-head.
Alvarino really looked like he's moving around there, just trying to calm himself down.
Well, the set had gone for Gazos, but does finish with a 10. But it's Alvarino off to the early start here, 9-10-9. Just an 8 really does make a difference at this level, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, particularly in these conditions. There's no wind really out there, so they've really got to try and stay in the gold, as we know from some previous matches. Some great competition in here. And 2 points is a lot to drop in just a 3-arrow set.
So start of the second, and it's the Olympic champion from Turkey, Mete Gazos, who will shoot first.
Yes.
Definitely calmed those nerves down from the quarterfinals, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's looking stronger and stronger. He's just found his groove in this. Oh, a little twitch from Gazos. That backhand. Managed to keep going with the shot and shoot a 10. Alvarino with that bandaging around the middle finger. Just bit of protection for that.
Well, he's opened the door here for Gazos to get back into the match, and 9 to secure the set points. Oh my goodness me, what's happening here? Still needs a 10, Alvarino, but a bit of a gift if he has to get it.
Watch that back elbow, you could just see it coming forward and round the wrong direction, but still managed a 10.
And still managed to draw level and get the points there. Let's see if we can spot that back elbow. Do you think that's nerves again? It's
absolutely.
Just,
it's what we call like the shot going soft, where instead of keeping those pressures going front and back balance, your brain's sort of scared, nervous, and everything just starts to soften up, and you see that back elbow slipping forward in the wrong direction, you know something's not quite right.
We'll take a look at Alvarino.
So that was a good shot. Everything went backward. You see the follow through. Really nice. Same with Gazos. Nice follow through.
We're 28 apiece. And that was perhaps the shot that you were looking to see, and we didn't quite catch it. Going soft, as you say, not pushing and pulling. Start of the third set. Gazos trailing still by 2 points. Bo Quando suggests that that one was going the wrong way, and he knew it for an 8 and was right up on the timer, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. That was the buzzer going off. Like I say, only 20 seconds to shoot these shots, and he held it an awful long time.
Tension creeping in here. Place in the gold medal match. Guaranteed silver if you win this.
Yes.
Watch that back elbow again, just coming forward, but on the edge of the 9-10 liner.
Next 2 hours very, very important for both these archers. So finishing with a 28 means that Alvarino not only needs a 10, possibly a 9 will do it. If the measure goes in his favour, and it is a 9, so a provisional 27, and now the measure is absolutely critical. So currently marked as 3 apiece. I mean, any neutral would want that, of course, but potentially that second arrow is in the 10. Cameraman trying to position himself. What do you reckon, Nikki?
It does look close. I think from that awful angle that we've been given, I'd say it was in, but it's tight.
Just about to find out.
Ah.
So it's marked down for a 27 for Alvarino, and it is a 3-3 matchup here between Alvarino and Gazos. So we are going to go to 5 sets, whatever happens. There's the Bo Quando. That's a lot of Bo Quando there from the Olympic champion. Knew that one was going. It's like he's conducting the orchestra here. So all square after 3 sets. Alvarino will get things underway in set number 4. And we're looking at that back elbow in particular, creeping around and forwards.
Yes. Yes.
No Bo Quando that time.
No, that was just a beautiful shot. I think it was after that 8 Gazos shot in the set before, he just kind of laughed and let out so much energy where he just calmed down a little bit, and he's shot brilliantly since. 3 X's. As he takes a long hold again.
Oh, kept his hand in the game though, his eye in the game. He didn't look, there wasn't the sort of jitters that we see when athletes are at full draw for that long. Alvarino seems to be wanting to get it out of the bow as quickly as possible at the moment. Gets a 29. It's a 29 for Gazos as well. So 4-4. Ooh, this has just got very, very tasty indeed. We've got one more regulation set to go. 2 more points up for grabs, but bit by bit, Gazos has worked his way back into this one. And I have to say, the momentum is with the Olympic champion.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, he's got all that experience behind him. He's, I mean, an Olympic champion. This guy has, you know, performed under pressure. So someone's either got to win it outright, or if they share the points, we'll go to a shoot-off.
We take a look back over that 4th set. Alvarino banging in 2 10s and a 9. There's a chance for Gazos to take the set points, but he just pushed this one high and right into the 9 for a 29 as well. So 4 apiece. Shrugs his shoulders again. Gazos happy to accept the fate that was put to him. Now we come to set number 5, and it's potentially just 3 hours each to decide this semi-final.
Yes.
Door opens ever so slightly. This now is in the Spaniard's hands.
Oh, you could see he wasn't happy with that. He pulled that bow arm up, but he got away with it.
Gazos has got to put a score out of his mind here. Just put this into the 10 and hope for a mistake from Alvarino.
Yes.
Does just that. So now a huge arrow here. A 10 for a place in the Hyundai Archery World Cup final of 2022.
Watch that back elbow coming round.
Boom! He has done it. He has made his 2nd Hyundai Archery World Cup final. Miguel Alvarino got out into a lead, but he's put this one beyond the Olympic champion. Gazos puts it into the, well, it looked like a 9 to me, called a 10 in venue, but it matters not. It's a 6-4 victory for Miguel Alvarino, and he's through to the final here in Tlaxcala, where he'll face Kim Woo-jin. Don't worry, we'll see the Olympic champion again very shortly, because Mete Gazos will be out to face Kim Jae-duc for the bronze medal here in Mexico.
Oficial, avanza a la final Miguel Alvarino de España. Un aplauso para él. Y también un gran aplauso para Mete Gazos de Turquía. Dos grandes arqueros.
Well, what a match that was. Superb performance from both archers. Alvarino went ahead 3-1, only for Gazos to draw level 3-3. They shared the points in the 4th set, but Alvarino put in a perfect 30 in set number 5. In fact, they were all in the X ring, and the Spaniard makes it through to the gold medal match, where he'll face Kim Woo-jin of Korea. And that is his response. Super stuff here in Tlaxcala, Mexico, coming up very shortly. We'll move on to the medal matches. First up, a bronze between Kim Jae-duc and Mete Gazos, Korea versus Turkey. And then the gold medal match, Kim Woo-jin going up against Miguel Alvarino, both previous winners of the Hyundai Archery World Cup final.
Based on over 100 years of experience in watchmaking, Titoni of Switzerland introduces the brand new Titoni Seascoper Carbon Tech. Its full carbon case offers an unmatched combination of robustness, lightness, and wearing comfort. The Seascoper Carbon Tech is the ideal companion for your adventures. It's light. It's robust. Plastic. Titoni. True quality time since 1919.
¿Cómo están en la tarde de hoy? ¿Cómo la han pasado? ¿Quién quiere algunos regalos? Pero tendrán que hacer un poco más de ruido si quieren algo. Eso, un poco más, que no los escucho. Eso, ya pronto arrancarán los partidos finales de hoy por medalla de oro. Los que cuentan con algunos regalos tienen que trabajar más por esos regalos. Tienen que hacer más ruido. A ver los que están a 70 metros. A ver los que están en la línea de tiro. No los escucho, no. Hagan el ruido. ¡Vamos! ¡Las bolas! ¡Que se sienta esa energía mexicana! Que se sienta aquí en la ciudad de Tlaxcala. Vamos a ver la final de la Copa del Mundo Tiro Carro Hyundai. ¡Vamos, vamos! ¡A ver esas palmas! ¡Escuchen las palmas! ¡A ver! ¡Todos con las palmas! Que se sienta, vamos a hacer otra vez una ola, vamos una ola, arrancando desde la línea de tiro, llegando hasta 70 y desde 70 regresando a la línea de tiro. ¿Listos? Una, dos y tres. Arranquemos ahora desde la línea de tiro. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coaches and judges to the field of play.
So time now for the medal matches here in Tlaxcala in the Recurve men's competition. The two losing semi-finalists up first. Kim Jae-hyuk taking on Mete Gazos, Korea versus Turkey. And then we will have the big one, the gold medal match between Kim Woo-jin of Korea and Miguel Alvarino from Spain.
And now, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve men's bronze medal match.
Time now for the bronze medal match. The two losing semi-finalists have a chance of redemption and a place on the podium with a win right here.
Target number 1, representing Korea, Kim Jae-hyuk. On target number 2, representing Turkey, Mete
Tough thing to say
¿Quién
that
apoya
you've
a
got
Corea?
an Olympic champion in the lineup, the reigning Olympic champion in the lineup,
¿Quiénes apoyan a Turquía?
and you have to say he's the underdog here.
He probably is, yeah, but it could go either way. I'd probably put my cards on Kim Jae-dyuk, but let's see.
Well, a very important match here. You get on the podium with a win. Go down in the history books as a medalist at the finale of the season. It's Kim Jae-dyuk to get us underway in this bronze medal match, and no surprise, he starts with a 10. Confident start from Gazos too. Early chance for Kim Jae-dyuk to capitalise. Was there a little wobble there? There was, wasn't there? Just before the release for a 28. So now, an opportunity for Gazos to strike an early lead. And he gets the 29. Provisionally, he's on for 2 set points, but the last arrow from Kim was marked for a measure. It was just a little bit of a wobble. Just before release from Kim.
Parciales de la primera serie, 28 puntos para Kim Jae-dyuk, 29 puntos para Mete Gasos. De ser oficial ese resultado.
Just waiting for confirmation of that
para Mete Gasos.
score. We'll take a look back.
Va a ser una bulla. ¿Quién apoya a Mete Gasos?
That was the last arrow. Can't quite see it in the replay, but it has been confirmed. And as an 8, so Gazos takes a 2-0 lead. And that's the kind of start you need against the Koreans, especially Kim Jae-dyuk and Kim Woo-jin here in Tlaxcala.
Definitely, you can't leave any doors open. You've got to take every opportunity possible.
Second set, and Kim Jae-dyuk will get things going.
Really long hold. He did that in the semi-final as well, didn't he? Started to slow down. We started to see that timing get longer.
Ooh. Another long hold from the Turkey archer. He is able to put it into the 10, and that's how long that hold was. You got the final buzzer there. So 3 10s and a perfect 30 from Kim Jae-dyuk. Can Gazos match him? A shorter hold that time, produces another 29 for Gazos, the Olympic champion, and that means that Kim has drawn level at 2 set points apiece. Well, perhaps not the one-way traffic we thought this one might be.
Oh, I hope this will be a really tight match all the way.
Puntaje perfecto en esta segunda serie para Kim Jae-dyuk. Ser oficial. Se empataría el match 2 puntos de set para cada arquero.
Do you fancy now that Kim will just keep hitting the 10 ring?
I think he probably will. You know, we have seen a couple of mistakes from him, but I mean, both these archers are just such high level. It could go either way, literally. But like I said at the beginning, I think Kim Jae-dyuk has probably got a slight advantage. He's got 2 gold medals from the Olympics, team and mixed team. Gazos only got 1, but it is individual.
It was the individual one. Which one would you prefer? It's hard to say, really, isn't it? 2 gold medals at Olympics, probably, just about. Start of the 3rd set. Kim has drawn level and has found the middle of the target, and it looks like he ain't going to miss it anytime soon. Gazos needs to keep that consistency. Keep the pressure on. A little bit of self-affirmation, and there we go. Talk about curse of the commentator. A 9 for Kim Jae-dyuk. Let go. This is so long. Oh.
It's just his style, isn't it? We like I say, we saw it earlier in earlier matches, but he's got the control to do it, but it's not how I would choose to do it. It's probably not how he would choose to do it. It's just trying to get your body to commit, to keep moving.
29 for Kim Jae-dyuk. So opportunity for Mete Gazos. Two seconds left. He's had to let that one go, and he's got a 29 as well. It doesn't look like it's panic. It looks just like he wasn't seesawing as you called it before.
Yeah, he's just static, isn't he? He's just
stopped,
stopped and struggling to get moving. But that is, you know, sometimes your brain just struggling to commit, just struggling to keep going. I don't know if he was signalling his string fingers there to his coach, but he must be working hard. They must be burning, because Kim Jae-dyuk is shooting quite quickly, and that doesn't give him much recovery time either. And if he's spending a good 10 to 15 seconds up at full draw for each of those 3 arrows, those fingers are going to get tired.
Well, in some respects, it's lucky that he's not had to shoot 72 arrows in qualification and then go through 3 or 4 rounds just to get to this point.
Yeah, there's less stress on that qualification though, and generally archers will shoot a bit quicker.
Well, there you go, conducting the orchestra for the 2nd time here in Tlaxcala. 3 apiece though, and Kim Jae-dyuk will start set number 4. Yeah, that looks like a 9.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think it looks probably just out, but we'll have to wait for confirmation.
Well, that's better from Gazos. Another 9 from the Korean.
This is a real opportunity, isn't it? If Gazos can keep them in the 10 now, keep these shots moving.
It's a huge opportunity for Gazos. Well, called another 9 there. That one looked a little closer to 10, but 10, and now Gazos with a chance. And 9 is going to be enough, but he gets a 10, a perfect 30 from Mete Gazos, and the archer from Turkey, surprised by his return to great form, leads 5 points to 3.
Este partido por el bronce. Quiero escuchar ese apoyo a los arqueros. ¿Quién está apoyando a Kim Jae-dyuk?
So fantastic performance from Mete Gazos. The opportunity presented itself to him, and as we've often said, it's not just about having that opportunity, it's about capitalising and taking it when it came, and that's exactly what Gazos has done. And the key thing here now as we go into the 5th set is that Kim Jae-duk has to shoot first, and Mete Gazos just has to match his opponent. He doesn't need to beat him in this set to take the bronze medal. Just has to level up on points. 2 9s and a 10 from Kim in the last set. Starts this one with a 10. Can the Olympic champion hold his nerve?
That might have been that opportunity that you were just talking about.
I think it was. This has got shoot off written all over it, hasn't it? Oh no, that one's guided away. So, the door still remains open for Gazos. Needs a 10 here to level up.
Just see those fingers just getting a bit tired, a little bit of twitching. Oh.
Pops it into the 10 though. Will this one be decided in the next 2 arrows? Kim really needs a 10. But he's got a 9, so here it is. A 9 for the win. There is space for the Olympic champion here. Needs to stay calm, cool, collected. Not hold on too long. Guides that one around, gets the 9 he needs. It was a nervy way to get through to the bronze medal and the podium, but Mete Gazos has done it here in Tlaxcala. He's got a bronze medal at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. Well, there is confirmation. Gazos with the bronze medal here in Tlaxcala. It wasn't the most convincing victory, but a win's a win.
I don't know, there's some absolutely fantastic shooting in there from Gazos. 29, 29, 29, 30, 28. I mean, that's excellent, high level.
The scores, though, paint a slightly different picture to the one that you were talking about. Static at almost full draw. It wasn't... I mean, the scores are what's going to go down on paper, and everyone will look at that and think, what a brilliant performance, but it wasn't quite as easy as that.
Yeah, he really was taking his time on some of those shots, wasn't he? But he still managed to hold on to it and get them in the 10 when it mattered.
Well, just a brilliant matchup between two very young archers. Gazos off the mark right at the beginning, going 2-0 up, and then in this final set putting in a 9, which we thought may well open up the door for Kim Jae-duk. Kim put a 9 down of his own. Gazos only had to match him, and the conducting of the orchestra continued through to a bit of pomp and circumstance from the archer from Turkey. Saw his way through to the bronze medal here in Mexico. And there, the trademark sign-off from Mete Gazos. Well, just one more to go here in Tlaxcala, and it's the big one. It's the gold medal match.
Now, please welcome the athletes to the final play for the Recurve men's
Two
gold
previous
medal
winners, one from Korea, one from Spain. It's time to go for gold for the last time here in Tlaxcala.
On target number 1, representing Korea, Kim Woo-ji. On target number 2, representing Spain, Miguel Alvariño Garcia. The line just for this match is Hussein Nasiri.
So Kim Woo-jin, 30-year-old from Korea, world number 2. Team gold medalist at the Olympic Games in Rio 2016 and Tokyo 2020. He's a 3-time Hyundai Archery World Cup final champion. Miguel Alvarino is 28 years old, the world number 4, and he won this title in 2015, the last time it was in Mexico. The start, ever so important, and it's Kim Woo-jin who will get this gold medal match underway.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. A 9 from Kim Woo-jin. Matched by Alvarino. Makes a quick adjustment to his equipment.
Yes.
So the sighter converts the 9 into the 10. Now, was that a missed opportunity already from Alvarino? We've seen the form that Kim Woo-jin's in. Staying very calm, methodical. 28 from Kim Woo-jin. Is he nervous?
If he is, he's not really showing it, but you could see that that wasn't a great shot from him. That last one, he wasn't happy with it.
10 required to score the points. It's a 9 for a 27, and a 2-0 lead for Kim Woo-jin. 2 9s from the Korean. That's, well, on today's form.
Well, it's more points than he's dropped in the quarterfinal and the semi-final combined coming into this match. So he only had to shoot 7 sets. He won 6-0, 6-2. And out of those 21 arrows, 20 of them were 10s and there was 1 9.
Yeah. So he's having a dip in form.
Absolute dip in form, yeah.
For the 28. Still enough to get the 2 points in this first set, though, against Miguel Alvarino. We'll take a look back. Anything you spot there that's looking a little different?
Only his facial expression. I could tell he just didn't look happy with it when it left him, but it wasn't. It's just such fine margins, 70 metres away for it to be a centimetre and a half out the 10.
Alvarino trying to stay pretty cool, calm and collected, and after the first 2 hours just quickly went to make an adjustment to his sight. Trails by 2 points, so we'll start the second set. Now, does Kim Woo-jin see this as an opportunity already?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Alvarino needs to find the middle of the target very quickly.
Yes.
Because Kim Woo-jin is dialed in.
Posible 10.
27 for Alvarino. A great score normally, but not up against Kim Woo-jin, who has just got his perfect 30. Another one today for a 4-0 lead. Oh dear, Nikki Hunt. Do you think this one might be over very quickly?
It certainly could be, but Alvarino has had just a crazy year. You know, he hasn't really been around on the circuit. Well, he's been on the circuit, but he hasn't been on the podium since 2015-16. He took a silver medal in a stage in 2016. Won the gold fund, like you said, here in 2015. But then suddenly this year he burst on the scene, took gold in the first stage, bronze in the second, bronze in the fourth, and he's European champion. Like, where has this form come from? I mean, he's still got potential to fight back here, but Kim Woo-jin is so strong.
just look at how solid he is at full draw. And hits a perfect 30. Near perfect. 2 X's and a 10. Little fist bump from the coach. Kim Woo-jin 4-0 up. Miguel Alvarino needs to find the middle of the target. It's set number 3.
That back elbow for me is still just coming round a little bit, and how he shoots 10 with it, I'm not quite sure, but it works.
Yes.
So that 9 is enough for Kim Woo-jin to sniff a win here in 3 sets.
Yes.
We might be about to see the last arrow from Miguel Alvarino at these World Cup finals.
Yes.
It's a 10 for a 29. And Kim Woo-jin can take the title here with a 10 in Tlaxcala. Oh, it's gone into the 9! A 29 from the pair of them. So this one goes on for at least one more set. The grouping was very good, but that one just outside the 10 ring.
Just looked like there was a little bit of movement. I mean, he can't be 100% rock solid, but he was there at full draw and he just looked like he was moving just slightly. Maybe his brain wandered into, ooh, is this it?
4th title for me. Well, you take a look back. 1-9, and you just start to sense that there's Kim Woo-jin's going to capitalise. He didn't quite make it that time, but now he's just 1 point away from his 4th World Cup final title. Now, can Alvarino stage the comeback of all comebacks here in Mexico? If he does, we'll be talking about it for years. Marked for a measure?
Yeah, possibly. See, his last set, the 3 were just all to the left. He probably made an adjustment, just overcooked it slightly maybe.
Let's see where this one goes, but also see where the first arrow is. That's definitely a 10, but I suspect that first arrow is just out of the 10. No, it's a measured one. He's already 1 ahead, at least, and that's just hit the line for a 28. So, here we go again. A 9 for the victory. And he puts it on the line for a 10. Kim Woo-jin started the day on fire. He looked like the man to beat from the very first quarterfinal, and he's seen it through to the end. He has taken his 4th title here in Tlaxcala and is the 2022 Hyundai Archery World Cup champion.
Terminar el campeón de las Copas del Mundo oficial, Kim Woo-jin, campeón de las Copas del Mundo.
Confirmation then in venue. Kim Woo-jin from Korea is a 4-time Hyundai Archery World Cup champion, getting his 4th title here in Tlaxcala. Nikki, he's a phenomenon. He was before this win, but today he outclassed the entire field.
Yeah, he really did. He looked so strong in that quarterfinal. Easy 30-30-30. Next one, just incredible shooting. You just don't know how hard that is to come out here and do that. And now a 4-time winner of this, you know, he really is in the history books.
Stunning stuff here from Tlaxcala in Mexico. Kim Woo-jin taking the Recurve men's crown of 2022.
Daremos comienzo a la ceremonia de premiación, así que no se muevan de sus asientos.
We'll take a look back over a fantastic performance from Kim Woo-jin.
Yeah, it's just absolute class, you know, consistency through shooting. You can see how hard his strings pulled into his chin, timing of these shots great, and the execution, absolutely world-class archer.
Took him 4 sets to get through Alvarino. First challenger really of the day. At that line cutter 9-10 mark for a 10 was enough for the man from Korea to celebrate for the 4th time winning the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. Brilliant performance from Alvarino. He looks like he's back to his very best as well. But we will be celebrating with Kim Woo-jin on top of the podium very shortly. Before we get to that, we're hoping to have a word with the winner of this title in Mexico. Looks like some of the familiar faces from the organisation team are looking for Kim Woo-jin for the interview. Perhaps he's gone off to get a quick tequila. Well, they are in Mexico, it's the local drink. And let's face it, he deserves a big celebration tonight. He was absolutely fantastic today.
Yeah, it really was just an education in how to shoot.
Yeah, well, it looks like they've retrieved Kim Woo-jin. And they are getting him ready for interview. Of course, they'll need a translator, but looks like we're ready to go and speak to the new champion.
Kim Woo-jin, congratulations. You absolutely killed it today. You shot a perfect match, your first match of 90 points, and you only dropped 5 nines total.
김우진 선수 우승을 축하드리고요. 오늘 완벽한 경기를 했습니다. 첫 경기에서는 90점을 쐈었고, 나머지 경기에서도 5경기 연속으로 다 우승을 하셨는데 소감이 어떻습니까?
일단 세계에서 쟁쟁한 선수들이 8명의 이제 선택받은 선수들이 함께 이렇게 시합을 할 수 있게 되어 매우 기쁘게 생각하고요. 또 오늘 경기가 또 컨디션이 좋은 만큼 경기가 잘 풀려서 매우 좋게 생각해서 혹시라도 다음에 또 기회가 있다면 또 한번 이런 경기에 초청받았으면 좋겠습니다.
First of all, I'm such an honor to be here today to shoot against the qualified and top archers in the world. So I'm really happy for that. And second, all the games went on very well that I expected. So I'm happy with the results.
After you shot your last arrow, you look really happy. What does it mean for you to win this medal?
마지막 화살을 쏘고 아주 행복해 보이셨는데 오늘 우승하신 게 어떤 의미이십니까?
일단 월드컵 파이널에 3년 만에 다시 참가하게 되어서 우승을 하게 된 거기 때문에 매우 기쁘게 생각하고요. 오늘 이렇게 경기한 내용들이 너무 좋아서 매우 기쁜 하루였습니다.
It's been 3 years to be on the World Cup final again for me, so it's good for me to shoot for the World Cup final title, and all the matches was quite satisfied for me.
The atmosphere here in Tlaxcala has been absolutely amazing. What do you think about the Mexican crowd and everyone here in Tlaxcala?
트락스칼라에서 경기를 하면서 많은 관중들, 멕시코 관중들 앞에서 경기를 했었는데 기분이 어땠습니까?
멕시코 사람들이 너무나 이제 환호를 많이 해주시고 우리가 멕시코가 한국이어도 너무나 큰 응원을 많이 보내주셔서 너무 뜻깊고 너무나 흥이 많은 경기를 치렀던 것 같아요. 항상 재밌었던 것 같아요.
I'm happy with that all the Mexican people are so enthusiastic and passionate for the archery, and they are supporting for the even Korean team as well. So I'm really happy and satisfied with the result of today.
Congratulations again, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
다시 한번 축하드립니다.
네.
Well, very respectful, of course, as you'd expect from any of the Koreans. But Kim Woo-jin talking there about how he was glad to be back here on the podium at the finals.
Yeah, it feels like a long time, doesn't it? With COVID restrictions, a whole year we didn't have this on at all, and then the Koreans didn't travel for the first year that we were back due to their restrictions in their own country, in the Olympic year as it was then 2021 as well. It's just too difficult for them to get out of the country and back in again. So yeah, for him to come back in his next attempt 3 years later and take the win, so strong.
Well, fabulous stuff from him. And now we get to celebrate with the last of the medal ceremonies here in Tlaxcala. Mexico has provided a fantastic backdrop for this World Cup finals, and Tlaxcala has really taken archery to its heart. So it's time for the victory ceremony for the Recurve men at the 2022 Hyundai Archery World Cup final. Memorable location, memorable event, fantastic finish from 3 fantastic archers.
Trophy, watch, and check will be presented by World Archery President Recurve. Gifts will be presented by Mexican Minister of Sports Ana Gabriela Guevara. Bronze medal representing Turkey, Mete Gazoz.
Well, the Olympic champion put in a stunning performance in the bronze medal match, having lost out to Alvarino in the semi-finals. He beat Kim Jae-duk 6-4, and you've got to say, against the odds, because Kim was looking so strong today. But it's a bronze medal for Mete Gazoz from Turkey. Lovely gift, and a very nice 7,000 Swiss franc check to boot.
Silver medal representing Spain, Miguel Alvariño Garcia.
Finals in Mexico have been kind to this man. He won the title in 2015. He's picked up a silver medal in 2022. It's Spain's Miguel Alvarino.
Gold medal representing Republic of Korea.
There's simply
Kim Woo-jin.
no match to this man today. For the 4th time, Kim Woo-jin from Korea is the Hyundai Archery World Cup champion, picking up his latest title here in Tlaxcala, Mexico. Kim Woo-jin, he was a superstar before this win, but he edges closer to Brady Ellison's 5 and Sara Lopez's 7 World Cup final wins. Brilliant, outclassed the field, deserving champion of the circuit this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Republic of Korea. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Well, there we go. Superb stuff here in Tlaxcala. Provided a beautiful backdrop for these World Cup finals. Kim Woo-jin taking the recurve men's title from Miguel Alvarino and Mete Gazos. What a photo that will be with the silver medalists and bronze medalists holding their staffs up either side. But Kim Woo-jin, absolute class of the field, wasn't he?
100%, just absolute class.
And the finals of the final rankings, I should say, for the recurve men here, the top 8 lining up. The top 2 seeds, Kim Woo-jin and Miguel Alvarino, picking up gold and silver, the Olympic champion with the bronze medal. Well, it's been a fantastic place, really tight location as we see here on this shot. Amazing place to put an archery range.
Yeah, it really is. It's been quite protected. It's been great conditions here, which has meant the archers have been able to shoot to their best ability, and we've just seen brilliance from them.
Absolutely superb, and the place has really taken archery to its heart. Lots of taster sessions as we take a look back on this men's competition. Kim Woo-jin started the day with a 6-0 drubbing of the host nation's Jesus Flores. The Korean looking like the man to beat. Brady Ellison, well, seems to have lost his mojo this season. Went up against the other Korean in the top half of the draw, Kim Jae-dyuk. And it was the Korean who progressed 6 points to 2. Olympic champion was up next in a repeat of the Tokyo recurve men's final against Italy's Mauro Nespoli. But the athlete from Turkey came through with a 7-1 victory and gave us his winning sign. Second seed for the competition, Miguel Alvarino faced Marcos Dalmeida from Brazil, but the Spaniard, despite a shaky start, managed to make it through. The start of the semi-final saw an electric Kim Jae-dyuk getting distracted by a butterfly, throwing out a 7. And despite rallying, he was still no match for his teammate Kim Woo-jin. Down at the bottom half of the draw, Miguel Alvarino had to have arrows measured in his victory over the Olympic champion Mete Gazos, but a 6-4 win for him meant the top 2 seeds went into the gold medal match. Gazos recovered from his semi-final loss to beat Kim Jae-dyuk from Korea, and the athlete from Turkey picked up the bronze medal. So it came down to the top 2 seeds shooting out for gold. Alvarino getting off to a wobbly start against Kim Woo-jin. Kim Woo-jin looking solid throughout. But Alvarino managed to push this one into 4 sets. The first time that Kim had been taken to that, but Kim was not to be done. Kim Woo-jin of Korea took the title, his 4th Hyundai Archery World Cup Championship title here in Tlaxcala. It's been superb here in Mexico. Thanks so much for joining us. That is the end of the season and the winning shot from the recurve men's competition.